In the 1970s and early 1980s, mainframe computer systems were introduced and used across the Michigan State campus to run its human resources and financial business transactions. These systems were accessed and updated through the use of a dumb terminal, which was basically a keyboard to enter data and a monitor to view details. All processing and the storage of information was performed on the mainframe system side. Learning these MSU computer systems generally followed a traditional apprenticeship where the students were new MSU employees and they would first job shadow with an instructor, basically a manager or other long-term MSU employee. This observational learning method relied heavily on watching the local on-site experts who first explained and demonstrated the processes and business objectives for several days. Then they were available for ongoing support and questions until the students' understanding became proficient enough where they could work on their own. If questions or issues arose and the instructors weren't available, students were required to check a text-based paper manual or call a support area for assistance. Neither of these backup solutions were popular, as it could take minutes or even hours to get a solution. Long-term dependability is a strength of mainframe systems, and this held true at MSU, where these business processes remained the same well into the new millennium. Therefore, there was not a need or desire to change the largely successful learning theories and processes in use at the time. By the early 2000s, MSU executives decided to upgrade their now outdated business systems to achieve efficiencies that could no longer be recognized under a mainframe system environment. These new academic business systems would be client-server based, meaning that both business data and processing of information was shared between students' computers and MSU servers. Access would be browser-based, and students would be able to use a variety of devices to perform their work. Multiple business systems could now be accessible under a single sign-on, and data integrity would be maintained and supported across different university departments. These upgrades were designed to save time and money and help keep future expenses low. This had MSU executives eager and excited for what the new systems could provide.
Spartans! Prepare for glory!
But this also meant major changes for MSU employees as to who, what, and where the knowledge and learning for the new systems would come from and reside with. Change is not always well accepted, and many MSU employees had concerns or personally thought these updates might not necessarily be a positive direction for them. Initially, no one outside of the software project team would know anything about how the new systems would look and function. The local mainframe system experts were no longer learning resources, as they possessed no understanding of the new systems. There were also specific versions of operating systems, web browsers, and other software that were compatible and functional with the new systems, and this required new technical knowledge and skills. With no one on-site knowledge, MSU needed effective instructional processes to prep the campus employees on the new systems they would be working on. MSU training and communications teams looked to implement processes that would support both a social constructivist and cognitive apprenticeship learning. First off, they held interactive computer training sessions for employees using the new systems before they went live. While systems access and navigation had changed fairly drastically, the core tasks and procedures were still based on the old systems. This allowed long-term employees the ability to reconnect to prior knowledge and assimilate it into new schemas. Through collaborative exercises, users were able to share and build upon their learning and to develop new skills with the new systems. A new website was set up that contained links to both technical and procedural information. This website was accessible from any location that had a network connection. Narrated videocasts were created that demonstrated and explained more complex processes. Students with existing knowledge of web browsers and PC software were able to assist their non-technical colleagues. MSU staff who were experienced on the old system processes and tasks were able to pass on their procedural knowledge and instruct new staff who were unfamiliar with business systems. This created a learning environment based on Sigler's overlapping waves framework, where all of MSU staff could be both in roles of student and instructor, learning new information and sharing what they already knew with their fellow employees. It took several months for the collaboration of knowledge to spread around campus, but today there's a vast array of accumulated learning and skills, and collectively they have become proficient with the new business systems, much to the delight of both the staff and the executives.